Build One South Africa leader Mmusi Maimane is in KwaZulu-Natal to unveil the provincial leadership there. He will engage with eThekwini communities, saying this is in an effort to spark confidence in his team ahead of next year's elections. Maimane will also assess rebuilding efforts in Durban following last year's heavy rains. Government set aside millions of rands to assist affected families and repair damaged infrastructure.
I think what needs to happen is that part of what's gone on here is the politics. The city of eThekwini itself has got a mayoralty difficulty, which means it's incapable of delivering. The provincial system doesn't work easily because, as you can see, even post the flood, none of the rebuilding has taken place. So there are a couple of key things that we've got to do. One, we've got to re-engage communities. Political parties have failed at doing that. We need candidates that come from KZN, come from communities, represent the people of KZN so that they can stand up. The second thing is, we've got to bring the competence. Now, one of the things I've done in the last number of years is to make sure that we have a plan to rebuild. And there are practical things that we've begun to do them now, in activism, in showing people that actually we are here to fix.
Okay, Karinda Jagmohan is following the story for us, and she joins us live for the very latest at this hour. Good morning, Karinda.
Good morning, Dudu. Well, right now we're at the Northern Wastewater Treatment Works. It's basically an area in Durban where sewage is treated. My colleague Gifton Kosi will show you around us. Of course, they are members of Build One SA, and these are the gates of the Northern Wastewater Treatment Works. So essentially, Mr. Mmusi Maimane as well as Ntokozo Biela, who is the KZN leader, have come here to discuss the sewage problems, Dudu, that you and our viewers know all too well here in eThekwini. We've had sewage leaks over the past years because of damages to pump stations and also allegations that infrastructure has not been maintained. Of course, we know Mr. Maimane. This is Ntokozo Biela, who is the provincial leader. So let me start with you. Earlier today at a press briefing, you spoke about raising these issues with the Human Rights Commission. Tell us about your communication with them right now.
Yes, certainly. I've raised the matter. I've communicated to their office my intention to be here. I want a full report of what action they've taken. If none, I'm laying a fresh complaint. I will cite them legally to make sure that they come and investigate why human rights are being violated here. As I travel in the streets here even today, children are running in raw sewage. It is a violation of human rights. In my humble opinion, it is a way to make sure children will die who come from this community. We can't in a democratic South Africa accept that. And now they've been given a directive to even shut down, close the sewage plant so that it denies us access. So I will start the fight and make sure that we get legal opinion and take legal action against both the Human Rights Commission and this water treatment plant and the municipality here.
You spoke briefly about your experience in Durban during December. Tell us about what happened to you.
My wife and children were here. We had a few days holiday to connect with friends, and because of the increased levels of E. coli here, my family all got sick during that time. And it became quite clear that in fact the economy was being impacted to such a point that you only could rely on bottled water. Now, it's not about us. It's also about South Africans who can't afford to buy their own water that is coming out of taps. It changed the dynamic itself, and still today you can see its impact on tourism, it can see its impact on how people come into the city and the quality of life. And as a family, we stand with those who have suffered coming through to Durban.
Mr. Maimane, thank you for speaking to us. Of course, raising issues about the concerns regarding the sewage leaks we've seen across the area of Durban over the past years at least. And specifically here, this is one of the treatment plants that we heard of where there were damages here, and as a result there were sewage leaks nearby. The eThekwini municipality has said that they're in the midst of repairing these sewage plants with budget designated for that. However, in some suburbs of eThekwini, we still hear of sewage leaking into suburban roads, into people's homes as well. because of the broken infrastructure. Now, there have been a number of political parties, Dudu, that have taken it upon themselves to seek legal recourse with regards to the sewage matter. As I speak to you, you can also just take a look around the scenery of what's happening here. And again, this is now yet another political party using this issue of sewage leaks essentially to go further, take legal recourse, but perhaps it might assist them as well with the political campaign, because remember, while we are here, this is essentially a political campaign for this new party, just over 6 months old, remember, and they're of course launching here in KwaZulu-Natal. And as you just have a look here, we came here last year. This was also closed because it is a private area belonging to the municipality. The stench of sewage is strong here. It is a sewage treatment plant, but what's more concerning is as you come along this road, which is surrounded by informal structures, you see sewage leaking onto the roads and children are playing around. There is a health hazard here. Maimane says he wants to raise it with the South African Human Rights Commission. Right now, we know Action SA is another party that has gone to the courts with regards to these sewage leaks. The DA has also sought legal recourse. And even KZN's Environmental Affairs Department has also opened criminal charges against the eThekwini municipality over non-compliance with regards to the Environmental Management Act, but the NPA is yet to decide whether or not they will take that case up. So those criminal charges are pending in terms of whether it will go to the court yet. That's what's happening here on the ground with regards to the sewage leaks, and of course here we'll wait to see what the South African Human Rights Commission has to say about this, but I'll keep you updated with regards to what's happening here. This election campaign continues, and later this afternoon we hear that Mmusi Maimane, as well as his provincial leader, will go and speak to community members in the area of Verulam, just north of Durban.
Okay. Karinda, Jagmohan, thank you very much for that comprehensive update.